Hey, how's it going, everybody? So I got my Maria here. I've washed her out and she's dried a little bit. I'm just gonna do a rough blow dry on her and I'm gonna curl her. So these are all, I want you to do just a basic like round brushing blow dry on her. And then I'll come back and show you guys how to curl the hair and get a cool, unique, not unique, but a different look out of it. I'm going to be using a curling iron that's a little bit bigger than yours so that you guys can see the difference between the two sizes of your irons. So I'm going to do a quick blowout on her. I won't bore you with those details. Very basic blow dry, nothing fancy. And then I'll see you back when I'm curling her. Be back. Okay, so here I am. Just real basic, rough blow dry. Nothing fancy, just real easy. So I'm going to go ahead and separate this out. This is that top part that I didn't do much highlight. I didn't do any highlighting in. So we're going to look at these together here before I start curling, because I want you guys to see what. So you can see there's highlights in here. You can't really tell where they start and where they end. See how there's that nice transition there? I didn't even put a toner on her hair and you can still see that it blends because the red looks really nice with warm tones. So here's my darker, this is where I started. The darker tones, you can see the lighter pieces in here. And when you lift up the hair, let's see. So when you lift up the hair, you can see the pieces that I did, but you can see how it's a nice diffusion of the color. It's not real blocky, but you can see those nice, the chunkier pieces that we did. These look really cool when you curl the hair, when you have these bigger pieces in here. So these were the ones that we did back to back together, and we did them wide. So I really want you guys to pay attention to the sizing that you have placed already, and look at the way that it dries and the way that it moves. Like if you look at this side, this is the side where I did baby lights, and there's hardly any noticeability. Like you can see little sparkles and tinsels, but you can't tell where they start, where they end. You can tell there's dimension in there, but that's it. And that's the whole point of baby lights. Here you can see they're a little bit bigger, okay, but they're still very diffused and soft. Nothing, no lines, no hard movements, okay? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am gonna go ahead and separate this just a little higher. And I did rough this up with a little hairspray first. So this is going to be similar to the way that we curled the textured graduated cut. So I'm going to be using a 1-inch curling iron. If you guys have a 1-inch, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too. I just wanted to show you the difference between a different size rod. Alright, so I'm going to take vertical sections. This one's kind of a square section, but that's okay. I'm going to start up by the root. Curling it away from the face, and I'm going to leave the ends out. So hopefully you can see that, how the ends are straight. So I'm going to curl all of this hair away from the face. When I comb it out, it's going to lock all the hair together to create really beautiful waves. So again, left the ends out. We don't want those to be curled. So I'm going to go ahead and split this back piece just a little bit. Okay, so here's my vertical section. That goes in with this. Here's my vertical section here. This is where that bigger chunkier pieces, I don't know if you can see it, but it's real prominent right there. I can see it a lot in this curl. I'll show you when I'm done with this curl. I'll pick it up and show you. Leaving the ends out. Okay, so here you can see that ribbon, and that's that chunkier back-to-back foil that we did. That's going to give you a lot more saturation and less blending. So to get those bigger pieces, it's really easy if you just put your foils back to back. So again, I'm still curling away from the face, leaving the ends out, and allowing them to drop. Now I'm in the center, so I'm going to be curling the opposite direction now. So I was rolling to the left. Now I'm going to roll to the right. This is another one that we did back to back. We just did with smaller pieces, and you can see it in that one as well. So you can see how, like, when you add curl pattern to it, it really makes those pieces underneath stand out, those lighter pieces, because it bends and twists the hair so that the hair can catch the light. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do these two pieces. I'll show you how all the highlights look, and then I'm going to curl the rest of the hair and we'll style it, leaving the ends out. So this is my last piece here. I'm going to go ahead and grab it and curl it away from the face. Okay, leaving the ends out. Okay, check this guy out. You can see all the dimension in there. So you can see the dark pieces and then some of the different reds that I've played with in her hair. But you can see all the different colors. And that's what curling does. It brings all that out. Okay, so I'm going to continue with the same curl pattern away from the face, leaving the ends out. And this Maria only has a 0-degree haircut. She doesn't have any layers cut in, I don't think. No. So her ends are real shaggy. She needs a haircut. But not all clients like to get haircuts, so she didn't want one, so I didn't give her one. Alright, so here we can see all the different colors and the dimension that it gives. Okay, so here's this piece. I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's curly, because you can see this light pieces, highlights, but if I show you in their curly, you should be able to see the light pieces a lot more because of the bends in the hair. Curl this one, and again rolling back to the left. Yeah, rolling to the left towards the back, opening up the face. Okay, so here you can see those sections. Look how much lighter they look when they're curled. So that's something that you want to make sure that you talk to your clients about too, in order to see this dimension and feel the highlights really showcased. You do need to curl your hair in order to get the best flow or view, I guess you could say, of those highlights. Okay, so this again is just that area on top of the head that we didn't do much highlighting in. So it is going to appear darker, but we do have some highlights in here. Leaving the ends out. Continuing with the same curling pattern, rolling back away from the face. Still elevating it, giving a lift at the root. Who doesn't like a little volume? Okay, leaving the ends out. So these sections don't have to be perfect. This one's a triangle. Okay, but the point is to take vertical sections rather than horizontal. So up and down sections rather than side to side. Alright, so now I'm in the center, so I'm going to start rolling the opposite direction. Shift my directions. Alright, so I've got my triangle section here. Gotten so used to using a Marcel iron that I don't know what to do with these irons in my hand. So again, continuing with my vertical sections. Lifting that hair, getting that lift at the root, leaving the ends out. Okay. So now we're getting to this, ooh, jeez. Okay, so now we're getting to this front section here. So this piece, these pieces I'm just going to continue to roll back. There we go. Okay, so I'm on my last section here. Getting a little bump at the root. Okay, so I'm sure you're asking, would anybody ever want highlights just underneath? The answer is yes. So I have a lot of clients who like to see dimension in their hair, but they don't necessarily want to do upkeep on their hair or having to get their hair highlighted every 6 to 8 weeks. They're not into the high maintenance, but they do want to see the dimension. So this works really well for those lower maintenance clients who just want to see some dimension in the bottom of their hair, some movement, some action. So here I've got my Mona, and you can see all of her different highlights in there. This doll never had highlights before. Now where these reds shift color, that's from before, but that was just from using different reds on Maria. Okay, so I'm going to grab my comb. Oh, here it is, where it should be, by the kitchen sink. Anyways, got limited space here at Casa de Sarah J. Alright, so you can use a wide tooth comb. You can see this is a wider tooth comb than what you're used to with your 420 combs. You can use a wider one. You can use a wet brush. You can use a vent brush. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to just be running the comb through the curls ever so gently. And what it does is it creates this beautiful wave. Okay, so here I'll just go ahead and lightly pull these with the comb, and it locks all the coils together. This real pretty wave. Can make her go dancing. Give it a little bit more kick to it. Separation. You can use a styling wax if you wanted to add more pieciness. You could throw a little braid in here, a little pin, something to make it look pretty and fancy. But you can see how all these dimensions pop out now underneath. Okay, so here we can see that nice ribbon in there. All right, and when you look at the root of it, again, you can't see where it starts and where it ends. And that's the whole point of foilage. You want to blend it up and make it so that it's not so noticeable. Here, you can get in here, you can see these lighter pieces in here. Yeah, came out pretty. I hope you had fun learning a little bit about different highlighting types and styles. And just know that the possibilities are endless. You can create so much with just that understanding of those 4 different types of foilage. So I hope you had fun and that you have fun doing this, because color is fun and that's how we make money. So let's get creative.